Good evening, everybody. My name is Brandon Meyer. I'm a volunteer firefighter here at the Marine Community Fire Protection District. And on behalf of the entire department, I'd like to extend a warm welcome to everybody tonight. We're glad you're here. Tonight we're going to be talking about cold weather fire safety. It's cold weather fire safety, you say? What's that? Well, it's no different than any weather fire safety. But we're going to talk about this tonight because as we transition from the warm summer days and they turn into cold winter nights, we start using appliances around our house that we haven't used in a while. Things like the furnace and space heaters, fireplaces. We don't use that stuff in the summer. But now that we're getting into colder weather, we start using them more. And they become part of our daily lives. But all of those appliances, all those things, they all have inherent risks for fire. And what we found is that just a few safety precautions, a couple of simple reminders can prevent most of the fire that we have to encounter. And so that's what we're here tonight, to talk about a couple of those things that can help make our families safe, keep us safe from fire as we get into the colder winter months. So again, we're glad you're here. And we'd like to start tonight's discussion talking about heating our homes. The furnace is one of those appliances that we generally don't spend a lot of time thinking about because it kind of runs in the background. Even when we're using it properly, it just kind of works. But in order to make sure that that's working like it should, we really need to have that checked every year by someone qualified to look it over. That's going to do a couple of things. It's going to make sure that it's functioning at the highest level of efficiency, but also that it's not posing any kind of a fire risk. Inside a furnace, we're putting together a lot of dangerous elements. There's a lot of electricity in there. There's a lot of heat in there. There's going to be a lot of gas, right? Those things are what it takes to keep our homes nice and warm. But they can also be the perfect recipe for disaster if it's not functioning properly. So make sure you're having it checked out. And especially for you folks that have gas furnaces, there is maybe even more insidious risk to a gas furnace. And can you think of what that is? I'll give you a hint. It is tasteless, odorless, colorless. You can't see this unless it's hurting you. That's right, it's carbon monoxide. That is just a natural byproduct of the burning of fuel, carbon monoxide is. And it's something that furnaces are designed to eliminate, exhausting it out of the flue or the chimney as a result of proper function. But if your furnace isn't functioning properly, that gas can accumulate in your house and it is deadly. So make sure that you're having yearly maintenance done on your furnace. When it comes to space heaters, if you're burning gas space heaters, it's especially important to have carbon monoxide detectors in your home. People who have gas appliances need to have them because it's invisible and odorless, tasteless, because you won't know it's there, you have to have an appliance to detect it. So a carbon monoxide detector is critically important when you're using gas appliances. Okay, make sure you've got it. Make sure that battery is charged and that you're testing it monthly. Okay, that's going to help keep you safe. We know that more fires are reported in the months of December, January, and February as a result of heating appliances. That's when it starts, but that's not the number one reason houses catch on fire. Far and away, houses are caught on fire by something that we take for granted every day. It's found in the kitchen. That's right, it's on the stove. It's when we're cooking. Cooking is 49% of the fires is a result of cooking. And it's so easy to prevent because we just need to watch it. If we're doing things like grilling, frying, these types of procedures when we're at the stove, just make sure you stay in there and watch it. That's going to help make sure you don't have any issues that get away from you. But you say, well, I'm going to be roasting a turkey. It's going to be 4.5, 5 hours. It would be impractical to stay in the kitchen for 4.5, 5 hours. But at least make sure you stay in the house. And a good idea, when you're doing those long-term cooking processes like simmering or baking, set a kitchen timer, 20, 25, 30 minutes, something like this, to remind you to go check on that. Because just keeping up with it is going to do the most good at preventing any kind of a fire. But you know what? Let's say that it just gets away from you. Something happens. Now you've got a grease fire on the stove. pan's on fire. If you feel comfortable putting it out, fastest way to do that is slap a lid right on that pan. Turn the burner off, it'll smother itself and it'll be out. Or it may be if it happens in the oven, make sure the door is closed, you turn the burner off, it stops right there, it's contained to the stove. There's no more fire risk. If though, you don't feel comfortable doing that, or it's maybe out of control a little bit already on you, don't waste time trying to put it out. Get your family, get out to your safe place outside of the home, and give us a call. We'll come take care of the rest. It won't be as clean, but at least your family is safe. And that's what we're here for, right? We're here to keep ourselves and our families safe. So, assuming that we've done everything that we can prevention-wise, but the worst happens anyway, what is our main line of defense from being caught in an area where it's too dangerous for us with fire? That's right, it's this guy right here. It's a smoke alarm. But a really sad fact I'd like to call attention to is that between 2005 and 2009, when the study was done, 73% of the smoke alarms or fire alarms in houses that were on fire didn't work. It's not because they were defective, it's because they didn't have batteries in them, or the batteries that were in them weren't charged. So folks, it's very important that you constantly monitor this, you make sure it's working. Every month at least, check it. Make sure that the battery's charged. And we're coming into a time change right now. That's a good time to remember to put a new battery in your smoke detectors. So if you're having trouble with that, or if you need help, maybe you got a smoke detector you can't reach or you're uncomfortable getting, give us a call here at the fire department. We'd love to help you out, keep your family safe, okay? So I know we've moved through some of this information pretty fast, and those slides are pretty hard to read, but all that information is on these flyers. Please take one of these tonight, go home, review it, just kind of keep that stuff fresh in your mind, and have a safe, healthy winter. All right, I'd like to open up to any questions now. Anything you'd like to talk about? I'd like to do that now for a few minutes.